this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. This video is about martial law or medical quarantine. But if you like the videos, please subscribe, hit the like button, comment below, and ring the bell notification thing, please. If you guys like the channel, I love you guys. We're so blessed to be here. You guys rock. This is awesome. So anyway, on with the, check us out on Patreon. We do awesome stuff there all the time, a lot of exclusive content. So check it out. It's just pennies a day. It's worth it. Trust me. Ask any of the patrons. So anyway, martial law or medical quarantine. What are the differences? So medical quarantine is where they ask people to stay home. There's no real force behind it. You know, there's no cops patrolling the streets if you drive out of your driveway to go somewhere and they'll arrest you or something like that. All right, it's just basically shutting things down. A lot of selective businesses, and with that said, also like people talk about like shut everything down, shut everything down. Okay, well you can't shut everything down. Okay, there's certain things you can shut down, certain things you can't. Okay, you can't shut down medical, you can't shut down hospitals, you can't shut down fire departments, you can't shut down police, you can't shut down the military, you can't shut down farmers. Food production, you can't shut down food transportation, you can't shut down grocery stores. I mean, there's so many things you can't shut down. So, I mean, there's only so much you can shut down. And I think a lot of places have shut down pretty much all they can. But, so with that said also, so people are talking a lot about martial law. What is martial law? Martial law is where the military has jurisdiction. And it has to be declared, by the president. And what that is there's a lot of stipulations, there's a lot of things that happen in martial law, where they can take your guns under martial law, yes. Is that constitutional? Is that right? Well, I don't feel so, but I understand the reason why they do it with the military background, but also another thing, here's another falsehood that people talk about martial law all the time. They imagine martial law, troops on every single street, everything shut down, the entire nation controlled by the military. Well, that's unrealistic. The military only has so many people, way less people than there are in the United States, of course. So what would martial law? People that live in cities, towns, stuff like that, might be affected, or depending on the size of the town, whether or not you'd be affected by martial law anyway. It's a localized thing. They can't just shut the entire nation down and control everything. That's impossible. They don't have the manpower. So if you live rural like I do, I'm not worried per se about martial law, because they're not going to be here. They're not going to be on my doorstep. And if they do, they're going to be in such a weakened state. They're not going to be en masse. They're going to be smaller groups. If you live in a city, yes, it is a thought. It is something to worry about, not worry about, but something to be aware of. And what you can and can't do under martial law, curfews, stuff like that. So, but we're not under martial law. And National Guard, if it's ordered by the governor, is also not martial law. If you see, Humvees driving through the streets or stuff like that, that's not martial law. Okay, the National Guard is different. The National Guard is not. There's a place where the National Guard can get involved in things, and within the state, only within the state, that it doesn't constitute martial law. All right, civilian authorities still have rule of law. So we're not in martial law right now. We're in medical quarantine, aka medical martial law, people are calling it. But so basically, what do? Just stay home, self-quarantine. If you're prepared, just don't go out. I'm not going out. I realized yesterday after gardening all day and stuff like that for 2 days, I hadn't even looked at the news. I don't even know what's going on out there. I know a lot of people talked about how they want to be in the best situation to be in is on your homestead, producing your own, stuff like that, and going along doing your thing, and then somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, we're doing great. Well, are you sure you're doing okay? The world ended. Without rule of law, SHTF happened. 2 weeks ago. Like, oh really? Didn't even notice. That's the best place to be because you're not affected by anything. You just keep on doing your thing. How many of us are there? Not very many. I'm not there. We're putting in a lot more garden, but I still don't have acres and acres to garden, to put in a big massive garden. I don't have I don't have tractors and all that stuff like that. I'm busting my land and my ground with myself with a Matic, okay? It's just me. And, you know, I help, my son helps and stuff like that, but we're doing what we can with what we got where we're at. So I suggest you do the same. Have, you know, this stuff like this ready to go? Yeah, definitely. Keep in your mind, keep a mindset of security. How are you going to secure yours? You know, things are getting exponentially worse. So are people going to start freaking out soon? More than they already are? I don't know. They might. It may become where you're going to have more threats in your area, more crime, more stuff like that, petty theft, if it's people, you know, trying to get supplies or something like that. I don't know where this is going. I just want you guys to think about the possibilities where it can go and be ready, you know, ready to do the things, you know, operate, as people say. No, I don't do that. I don't, you know, I don't try to act like, you know, something, you know, I'm not a high-speed operator anymore, you know, anything like that whatsoever. You know, I was military 20 years, but, you know, I've been retired for quite a while also, so I've been out of the game. You know, I train, keep my skills up, but, you know, it's a difference. So, I'm not out here, you know, acting like a high-speed operator. But with that, you know, hopefully you have the gear, but train with these, you know, be ready to go. Things may get worse. And in a martial law situation, things may snowball out of control, out of the military's control. And also think realistically, like realistically, here I am in Western Washington. Okay, there are military forces in this area, but some of the things I think about when you think about realistically and what are the applications and stuff like that and the capabilities of those military. Okay, Fort Lewis. Fort Lewis is a lot of combat troops. A lot of combat troops. So, but the number of troops there compared to the population just Tacoma, not needless to say Lakewood, Lacey, and all the other surrounding areas around there, you know, they would probably barely be able to control that area. They wouldn't really be able to expand out very much. And I'm talking about, like, you know, martial law stuff starts getting really crazy. Then there's, you know, there's troops on Bangor Submarine Base. Okay, well, what are those troops? Those troops are Marines. Okay, I'm not going to say the numbers of how many Marines there are, but what is their goal? What is their mission? Their mission is to protect nuclear warheads, nuclear missiles. Okay, and of course I'm not going to get anything confidential or classified or anything like that. Nothing about what I'm talking about is classified whatsoever. I know where the boundaries are, and I'm not going to go there. So, in a WRL situation or SHTF scenario, those Marines are not going to be out, you know, practicing martial law on you. They're going to be protecting those warheads, period. That's all they're going to do. All hands on deck to protect those things, because that is vital to national security. Okay, so a lot of the troops, even if you live near a military base, learn what you can about it. Learn what their capabilities are, learn what their mission is, stuff like that, you know, because they may or may not be a threat in a martial law situation. And a lot of the military, if it's a without rule of law situation, they're going to be home taking care of their families. You know, just like law enforcement, firefighters, stuff like that. There'll come to a point when they're going to have to make a decision, oh, do I need to go to work and do my job, or do I need to take care of my family and my loved ones? You know, the single soldiers and troops out there and stuff, they may be active in, you know, going out and doing the things, you know, for martial law and stuff. But they also may not be, because they may have buddies that have families. They may be, you know, hey, buddy, hey, why don't you guys come on over and help me secure my property or whatever it is. So I'm not, I guess what I'm saying is I'm not really worried about going that direction. I think it would affect a lot of people. And I'm not trying to downplay it. If you're in a city, it may be a concern. It may be a worry a lot more. Me personally, I'm not really worried about that. But be aware, keep your head on a swivel, like we always say in the military. Keep your eyes and ears open to what's going on. Especially, you know, situational awareness around you in your surrounding area. Keep an eye on, you know, crime, blogs, you know, police reports. There's police scanner apps. You can go on your cell phone or on the computer and listen to police scanners and find out what's going on in your area, stuff like that. I'm not condoning, I think those things are legal. I don't know, I'm not trying to condone anything illegal. But what I'm saying is be as situationally aware as possible. And get yourselves ready in case you may have to defend yourself, to protect yourself, protect your family, stuff like that. You know, this is the time to be carrying always. Have a gun on you at all times, concealed carry, stuff like that if you're going out. But I just don't even recommend going out. Just stay home, stay put, play with the kids, garden, patrol around your area, go for hikes, rucks, work on your fitness. You know, I did a long video about fitness, all body weight exercises. It doesn't really get any views because people aren't interested in fitness as much. They talk a big game, but not that many people actually do. So I encourage you guys to do. That's why I always say do the things. Check out, you know, my video on fitness. It talks about all the different exercises you can do at home in a quarantine situation. You don't need anything. You don't have to go to the gym. It's all very, very simple. All commonly found things in your home. So do that, please. Physical fitness is key for your health, for your ability to do the things, and just to be a healthy person. We may get through this. It may just, you know, hopefully this all goes through and just, you know, we return to normal fairly quickly. But, you know, like I said in my gardening video, we just have this urge to put as much into the ground as possible and to train as much as possible, be ready as much as possible. You know, security, we're taking security a lot more seriously. I'm doing a lot more patrols around my property and stuff like that to recognize things and to see what's out there, to see what might be out there, who might be coming through, you know, in different areas and stuff like that. I'm not saying I'm all being paranoid yet. I'm just being smart. So I encourage you guys to be smart, to prep a little every day, and prep at a peace of mind, not out of fear. I talk about that all the time. We'll get through this. I mean, that's a fact. Whether what the nation looks like on the backside is to be determined. But, you know, just keep doing your best, do the things, and yeah, just try to stay positive. I love you guys, and blessings to you and yours.